Swallowed by the couch. Yo, what's up? It's someone that's no one, and welcome back to today's report. Today's report was sent in by Millicow, where he took Salvia and Cannabis later on. And here's the full report details. Alright, here's another Salvia trip. Been a little while since we covered one, but what can I say? These tend to be some of the most weirdest, most bizarre trip reports we cover, as the nature of Salvia is purely just strange. It's strongly psychedelic and dissociative, with it getting delirious at points of how scary the trips can get and feel at times. This is a good look into the type of strangeness that can come up, which tends to be existential while emphasizing insignificance, and that things just feel wrong. You'll just see with this report. Millicow sent me a lot of pics used to describe his report, like this couch gift for example, so I'll put these throughout the video. And Millicow also makes his own content, does some rapping and producing, so I'll link him down below and make sure to check him out. But with that, I'm sure you'll enjoy this, so without further ado, let's dive right into this. Before I start, I just want to say I do not promote the use of any drugs, and if you decide to try anything, please do research first and have a trusted trip sitter with you for your own safety. November 2019. I filled my lungs with one large hit of salvia extract and held in the smoke as long as I could. Within seconds, I began feeling heavy. My body began sinking to the side as the sedation took over my muscles, and just before I hit the couch, I managed to set the bowl and lighter on the table in front of me. As soon as I touched the couch, everything transformed. The falling sensation continued throughout the trip, and it seemed as if the entire room was rotating in a clockwise direction. I ceased to exist as myself. Rather, I was the couch. I was the entire living room. The strongest hallucinations were visual distortion and kinesthetic, tactile sensations. I felt the room folding in on itself, layer after layer, like pages in a book. I did not recognize the room. I could only comprehend a swirl of colors. You could say the room had swallowed me. My ego dissolved into it all, absorbed by the digestive system, becoming one with my surroundings. The folding and swirling continued. Imagine being a penny in a washing machine, the kind with the door in the front. All around you, you can feel pressure, soft but heavy, constantly rotating, pulling you deeper and deeper. I existed only as pure awareness until I began feeling as if this isn't right. I'm going to get lost forever. I think I existed as something else, somewhere else, and I'm supposed to be there. I focused on this feeling. I tried to pull myself back. Luckily, I had eyeballed my dose very well. For any more, and I probably would have been tipped over the edge into a very scary trip. My experience was not scary. It wasn't very enjoyable, nor was it at all unpleasant. It was simply strange and very interesting. I focused. Some time passed, and I gradually felt myself returning. Then I broke through. I remembered that I have a body, and I found that body. I slowly sat back up, still very much under the influence, but finding it difficult to put my finger on what the sensation of salvia feels like now that I'm in my body, while still tripping pretty hard. Color seemed a little brighter. It took me a minute before I could speak English fluently. All I knew was I felt very relieved to have returned. At this point, I had no recollection of smoking the drug. I knew I had done salvia, but my memory of actually lighting the bowl, setting it down, and hitting the couch did not return until a minute or so later. I began trying to describe the experience to my trip sitter, as well as playing around on my bass guitar, which was pretty fun. After 2 or 3 minutes, I was pretty much sober, and I remember smoking salvia. I felt as if the experience had lasted about 30 seconds, and my sitter told me I was out for 3 or 4 minutes, and he got worried. Neither of us knew what to expect. I done research, but Salvia is very unpredictable. After this, we smoked some weed and started our jam session. It was a good night. Attached are a few images and GIFs that describe the experience very well.